Hey guys, welcome to my Q&A. First one of probably many more to come. I'm going to try and be as quick as I can. There's a lot of questions here, and I want to try not to skip anybody's questions. I'm going to answer as many as I can. First question, what do you do to get the rear shoulders to pop? Basically, like all body parts, I hit them twice a week. With shoulders, I find higher reps hits them a little bit better, 12 to 15 reps. I try make sure to keep your hands parallel to your shoulders, if not higher, when doing any kind of rear delt exercises, face pulls, lying on the incline bench, bent over a rear delt or pec deck. I find that really takes the traps out of it and the back and really hits the rear delts better. And try not to basically contract in. Try to extend your hands as far wide as possible. Very similar to even when you're doing side laterals. Try not to shorten the range. Try to extend the range as much as possible. That'll keep the tension on the rear delts. Next question, how do you get your start at bodybuilding and who inspires you? Long story short, I basically have my biography in one of my other videos if you want to really get in depth to hear my story. But basically 6 years ago, I got started weight training again. About 6 months to a year after that, I went to go see my first amateur show and then decided after that I wanted to try it out. Did my first show and I've been basically hooked ever since. And as far as who inspires me, probably Jay Cutler. Not as much as what he's done on the stage, but more off the stage. I think he's a great ambassador to the sport. He's a big inspiration to others, and I really want to follow in his footsteps and being inspirational to others and stuff like that too. And yeah, I really look up to him at what he's doing, and he's doing great, and he's a great role model for everybody. What's your favorite style of training? Sets, reps, rest time. Favorite style of training, I'm a volume guy. I like doing volume sets, usually 3 to 4 sets per body part, each exercise, sorry. And sets depending on each body part could be anywhere from 12 for like chest as high as 24 for back and legs and so on. Rep range varies as low as 4 to 6 on most compound movements and as high as even 25, 30 on some leg exercises. I like varying it up, so there's no real set range there. Rest time, anywhere from usually a minute up to even a couple minutes, like on leg day. So it varies. It all depends on what I'm training that day. Are you going to start pre-made meal company in Canada? I'm not too sure. There's so many out there right now. We'll see what the future holds. Only time will tell, but might be an idea, definitely. What has changed throughout your bodybuilding career from prep to pep? Major differences or slight adjustments? Main thing probably is just staying a lot leaner in the off season. I find that definitely helps transitioning into prep mode and keeping my diet a lot cleaner. Definitely just makes the transition much easier, and I highly advise that to anybody that's gonna want to compete and stuff like that. Training wise, probably more going for mind muscle connection, more going for that feel and stuff, and just trying to keep lifting as heavy as I can throughout prep. I made the mistake of trying to go a little bit lighter and stuff, thinking that it'll cut you up in my first couple shows, but I definitely found I probably lost some size. So try to stay as heavy as you can, but be smart about it. Of course, heavy, but don't go too crazy low reps, but still always trying to go as heavy as you can. Next question. How much advice have you gotten from Rich Piana, from his tips and secrets? I've gotten a bunch of advice and stuff like that. Not so much on training wise, but more so career wise, social media, stuff like that, which has been very beneficial. Another person I look up to and trying to follow in his footsteps for what he's created for himself. He's done great for what for where he's came from and stuff like that too. And so I have a really good mentor that I'm following. Right there alone. Next question. You should do a video series, not taking Rich's idea, but maybe a couple days of your lifestyle. I've thought about that. Honestly, my life's not as interesting as maybe someone like Rich's. But that might be definitely something in the future. Now that I got my feet wet with all the whole YouTube thing and stuff, but that'll definitely be in the works maybe in the future. So how does someone join 5%? Basically, you got to have something unique about you, either a good social media outlet or, something unique about you. Like, kind of like myself, I was, a very big guy, from Canada, and Rich liked what he saw, and that's kind of how I joined 5%. I didn't really have much social media until I met him. So usually something like that, something unique about you, a unique story, something that'll draw your attention, that'll make them want to sponsor you. If both my arms the same size, what's the best way to get them even? I've never really measured them both at the same time, to be honest. I think they're probably pretty close. But to get them both the same size, I'd probably throw, if they weren't the same size, I'd probably throw in a couple extra sets at the end of each arm workout, just at the end there on the weaker, the smaller side, just to maybe try to get a little bit more blood in there, maybe a little bit higher reps, like even up to 30 or something, just to get really blood in there and get some good volume and stretch the muscle fascia. And keep trying that, and definitely hit it twice a week. And and try that out and see how that goes. What are your favorite exercises for the front delt, side delt, and rear delt? For the front delt, probably seated, supported front raises, like the way I like to do them in my video against the pad. It takes the momentum out of it, and it's all your front delts doing all the work. No momentum, like you see guys throwing up the weights all the time. And side laterals, same thing, supported. It's in one of my videos. That's the way I like to do them. Takes all the momentum out of it. It's all your side delts and your front delts doing all the work. Rear delts, I like doing high face pulls, nice and high. I noticed when you do the face pulls to your face, it involves a little bit of your traps. So pulling it nice and high above your head really puts the emphasis on your rear delts. And other than that, for front, also for front delts, front presses, leaning back to keep the tension on your front delts. I like to throw in those a couple sets after doing regular presses over my head. And for side delts, you can also do wide upright rows. I find that really hits the side head as well. Make sure you keep a nice and wide grip though. Is it beneficial to wake up in the middle of the night to eat your meal, then going back to bed? No, I don't believe so. I've never really done this. I think sleep is more important. I would definitely not set my alarm clock for this. Definitely not interrupt your sleep cycle. Sleep is more important. That's when you grow. That's when you're recovering. If you really want to, I guess you can have a shake nearby, near your bed, if you have to get up and go pee anyways, or something like that too. But honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I think just make sure you eat right before you go to bed. I always eat right before I go to bed, and I'll have something slower digesting, like some casein protein, which is digest over 4 to 6 hours. So that'll keep you fed throughout the night. If you don't want that, maybe like some steak, which is slow digesting, cottage cheese, things like that. And you can add some fats to some of those to even slow down the digestion even more. And just make sure you eat right before bed. What's the best advice for young bodybuilder trying to be an IFBB pro? How much shows to do a year and when to do a national show? I think you should wait till you're kind of ready to do your first show. Wait till, and obviously follow somebody that you trust, their advice. And remember, just because you win an amateur show or even a regional or provincial show if you're in Canada, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily ready for the national level. The national level is a different ball game. It's a big jump from your provincial or regional show or state show, I guess maybe it'd be called in the States, to the national level. It's a very big jump, and you want to be ready. So the best advice is hire somebody or get someone to judge you and to tell you and to guide you and to tell you if you're ready or not. That's the best advice. Someone that you can trust their judgment, because like I said, it's a big step, and you want to be ready once you take that big step. Next question. Would you suggest going for the pump for every body part, or are there some parts that you suggest going heavy with? I suggest going heavy with all body parts, to be honest with you. What's heavy is relative to what rep range, I guess. I don't know, but you always want to be going heavy. But I definitely like going I like going higher reps on my last set for a lot of exercise, just to really get a lot of good blood in there at the end. But I'm always trying to go for the squeeze, the contraction. I don't necessarily go for the pump, but I will do a higher rep set at the end of each body part, usually, just to get a lot of blood in there. Question. So if I want to get up in the morning and drive straight to the gym and do my fasted cardio and then eat my breakfast at the gym and go straight to work, would you prefer bringing food or do you prefer some sort of shake as a first meal and then eating regular food an hour later? If you prefer some sort of shake, what would you put in it? Honestly, either way works. It's probably more what's more convenient and how much time do you have. You know, if it's more convenient to just bring a shake, then just bring a shake and then eat on your break when you have your first, your first break in the shake. You know, you can put 2 cups of egg whites, a scoop of isolate way to have something a little bit faster digesting, and maybe a tablespoon of some kind of healthy fats to throw in there as well to slow things down a bit. And yeah, so like I said, either way is fine. You know, if you don't have the time, just have a quick shake on the way there and then eat when you get to work. But either way will work. How's your diet in the off season and on season? It's pretty basic, basic bodybuilder diet, guys. Nothing special. Yams, oats, Ezekiel bread, rice. Potatoes for carbs. Chicken, eggs, ground turkey. Egg whites, protein powder for protein, a little bit of steak, and then just basically your healthy fats. When it comes to on season, it's just basically the same thing, but just lesser amounts. I honestly don't. In the off season, I'm a little bit more free. I might have a meal here and there, but honestly, it doesn't change a lot, to be honest, guys. And it just makes the transition from off season to on season a lot easier. And I suggest that for everybody, so it's not a big change.